Get Swain, and today I'll be talking to you about gamification and UX. First, a bit of background. What is UX and why is it important? UX stands for user experience. Users interact with systems through interfaces. They might look at their browser, click on many items. They might be on an app on their phone to check the weather for the day. These experiences should be meaningful for the user as well as functional. It's not good just having some text on a plain background saying this is the menu. Feedback with the user is important, and how easy it is to use and how meaningful it is. This gives them a more pleasant experience overlaid over the functional one. User experience aims to get the job done whilst making sure the user is enjoying the experience. It's not just about what buttons to press. It's a holistic process that looks at the user, the system, the brand, the goals of both the user and the system. And it's also about how the user feels while they're interacting with the system, and that's really important. So what is gamification? Users want to have great experiences. Games give users great experiences. So adding gaming elements to situations and activities that are not immediately gaming related can emulate these great experiences. Gamification aims to use these elements in situations to engage and motivate the users. This is then hoped to retain customer attention and give meaningful experiences to the users, which will also benefit the business vision and their relationship with their clients. The history of gamification. Just going to move this out of the way. Humans have made games out of situations for as long as humans have been intelligent enough to have goals and challenge themselves, and also enjoy their environment. Games deep down speak to the human psychology through competition and growth, which will be mentioned in the next section. Even Mary Poppins gamified tidying up by pointing out the fact that fun can be found in any activity, and once found, the job can be done and be more fun. Collecting badges has been a tradition in Scouts since its inception, and it rewards progress and achievements. Since then, gamification has started to appear in all sorts of places, from businesses, marketing, human resources, websites, education, health, and well-being. There have been several papers published and conferences on gamification to discuss its impacts and its future. Human psychology. So what's the psychology behind gamification? There are 4 happiness chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Dopamine is a reward chemical. Oxytocin can be called the love hormone. Serotonin is a mood stabilizer, and endorphins are natural painkillers. So I'll bring the video back down. The two key players when it comes to games are the dopamine and serotonin neurotransmitters. Completing small tasks and celebrating little wins releases dopamine, the reward hormone. When a game gives you a sense of achievement and progress, dopamine is released, exciting and motivating the player. Serotonin then reinforces this connection to the game with the positive feelings, giving the player more incentive to play the game, to come back, and to feel those same positive feelings as long as they can achieve the little tasks. It's a tricky balance to not make it too difficult, otherwise they would lose motivation. Making things too easy can lead to a lack of motivation as well, because the human brain is always looking to be challenged and rewarded. Competition can be a great motivator, but again needs to be done in a correct way. So this is taken straight from gamify.com, which is a whole site dedicated to gamification. One of the pioneer names in gamification is Yu Kao Chow. He has dedicated years of research into gamification and how to gamify life. The 8 core drives he has identified are as follows: meaning, so the desire to feel that our actions have purpose; accomplishment, the drive to achieve and overcome challenges. Empowerment, the desire to choose one's own direction. Ownership, the desire to own things and have possession. Social influence, the drive to interact with other humans, help and learn from them, and compete with them. Scarcity, the drive of wanting things you can't have. And unpredictability, the drive of knowing, the drive of wanting to know what will happen next. In any given system, not all of these might apply, and each one will have different weights depending on what the system is trying to achieve. So the basic principles to answer those drives is point scoring, experience gaining and leveling up, competing with others, having rules that apply to the game so you have a framework to work within, sense of achievement and progress, goal setting, unlocking and collecting things. Competition can be yourself. So you might want to run faster, or you might want to learn a new coding language. So you can be competing against yourself as well, which can be a useful motivator to for self-growth. Where is it used? Gamification. It makes sense to use it in education. As you answer more questions, you get more XP. And it's obviously used in games, in entertainment, but it is now slowly, its power is realized to motivate people in other industries. So it's been used in employer engagement, student engagement, customer engagement. And how is it used? So you can have leaderboards, and that's for competitiveness. You can see where you are against other people. You can track your achievements, which gives you a sense of purpose and progress. You can unlock levels and content, which helps with goal setting. Level perks give you rewards. Friend lists can give you the social interaction that you need, as well as a healthy competition. Collecting unlocked and found items, earning badges for different milestones. So there are some examples. There are language learning apps called such as Babel and Duolingo, which use gamification. So I will go through some of these. Duolingo has lessons, but it has a leaderboard, and it actually has different leagues. So you can progress into a bigger league or drop down if you haven't done enough lessons, which motivates you to come back every day. It has a streak function. It measures how many days. So you have to come back every day, otherwise you lose your streak. So that motivates their users to come back every day and use the system. It shows you your progress each day, so you can compete against yourself and say, oh, I didn't do a lot that day, maybe I need to do a few more lessons. So it gives you a sense of progress and achievement and competition as well while you're learning a new language. And it also has the badge feature for different things you can earn badges for. So I'm only missing 2, so I'm not sure what's going to happen once I've got them all. Dig in there is an interesting one. It has articles to read from third-party sites, and then it quizzes you on them, and it calls these quests. So it motivates you to read more, get a different perspective on things, and lets you answer questions on the articles, and then you can track your progress and how much you've read. Reading Eggs is aimed at children learning to read, and it uses collecting of weird creatures as you progress through your lesson, and you can see your goals clearly. And this kind of stuff works for adults just as well. It's another thing with Reading Eggs where you can spend your experience on things in your virtual house. Prodigy is really gamified. It's actually a game, and then you use your answers to maths questions to be able to beat monsters. Zombies Run is an excellent example of gamification where there's a storyline. You have to set your own goals, whether it's walking or running. It doesn't matter. And you have to live through the story and escape zombies, collect things along the way, build a base. It tracks your achievements, and it's a great way to get healthier while living through a storyline. Free Rice is another interesting one where visually it's not great, but it uses the power of ads and answering questions where you can increase your knowledge of vocabulary or other categories that it has. And the more questions you answer, the more rice they donate. So it's a great way of gamifying charity work. So why do we need gamification? Why can't we just do these things? User engagement. Games are fun. A feeling of achieving goals releases those brain chemicals that make you feel better, and we all want to feel better. We all want to challenge ourselves. So it helps with user engagement, motivation, loyalty. It's more fun. It's more social. And you feel like you're improving yourself as a person if you're learning and acquiring knowledge along the way. So I have 2 ideas for implementing it on a portfolio site where you keep track of articles that you read and you gain XP as you read more articles and play more of the games. Another one is about education regarding native bees around the world, where you get to find and collect bee cards, unlock different regions, unlock different bees, learn about them. But this is a big project I haven't started yet. So, what's the future of gamification? It's still growing and it's going into surprising places. It used to be just seen as a fun thing, but there's now a lot of research being done on how it can be used. Augmented and virtual reality opens up possibilities where users can have more immersive experiences. I mean, imagine the native bee idea where you could be in a 3D environment catching bees and collecting them and having like a lab environment, a garden environment, and traveling to different parts of the world, finding more bees. It just makes it simulating real life. So platforms are being developed to make the gamification integration easier. So not everyone has to code it from scratch. There's a shift from external rewards to internal rewards, which is useful for learning management systems or human resources applications. Gamification and project management tools is being used already to increase engagement by team members. And Asana, I think when you complete a task, a little animation pops up going, well done. There's gamified learning management systems being already used by universities and high schools. And then there's a slow shift from short-term tactical solutions to long-term strategic development becoming crucial in business strategy. So they have to motivate their employees and their clients. And how do you do that? Through gamification. So in summary, games are fun. People like to be challenged, but also be rewarded. By giving users gaming elements in everyday tasks, they can be more engaged and loyal to the brand or the task. So it just makes things more fun. I'll quickly show my portfolio, beginnings of my portfolio site. So initially it looks like this. It's not really a game, but it's a bit of interactivity, and the little moons do change color when you hover over them, if you can catch them, which is not easy. Then you enter the site, and then this logo is interactive, where you can stop the animation, start it, speed it up, or reset it. There's progress bars to see how much of the site you've read. If you go to an individual article, there's I've read this, unread this, in order to change the progress bars. And the members page will have badges depending on what they've achieved. So that's the beginnings of that project. Thank you for listening to me. Bye.